Tonight, on First at 9 this Wednesday, the 7th of May 2025. Mixed feelings. 2025 local government elections conclude with the NPP in the lead in 256 local authorities, but only securing an outright majority in 127. Voter turnout drops to 60.36%. Selective allegiance. Ruling party will not form alliances with defeated political forces, NPP leaders assure, but is open to alliances with independent groups to secure majorities. Opposition manoeuvring. SJB seeks cooperation from other opposition parties to run local authorities. UNP pledges support in establishing an opposition-led Colombo Municipal Council. SLPP's Namal Rajapaksa pledges to transform party into a political movement of the new generation. Sarvajana Balaya will not prop up any other party, assures MP Jayavira.
Cinec Campus Open Day. May masa 3 වැනි දින උදෑසන 9 සිට Cinec Campus පරිශ්‍රයේදී.
From Derana, this is Derana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9, brought to you by Sri Lanka's premium news provider, Derana. I'm Tharindu Mahendra, joining you live with the latest in Sri Lanka and from around the world. We begin with your top story this evening. The 2025 local government election, which concluded yesterday, paved the way for the governing party, the National People's Power, to be in the lead in 265 out of 339 local government bodies. However, the party was able to secure outright majority only in 116 of the local government bodies. The main opposition, Samagi Jana Balawegaya, along with the Lanka Tamil Arasu Katchi and the Sri Lanka Muslim Congress, were able to secure the victory of 56 local government authorities. Particularly, it is noteworthy that within 120 local government bodies, including the Colombo Municipal Council, the opposition wields more councillors than the NPP. The 2025 local government elections to elect 8,287 members for 339 out of the 341 local government institutions were held from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. yesterday. The official results of the election began at 6:50 p.m. yesterday. According to the official results released by the Election Commission, the National People's Power secured the highest number of councils, winning 265 out of the 339 local government bodies. However, the National People's Power has managed to secure a majority in only 116 local government institutions. In 120 institutions where the NPP secured the highest number of local government councillors, it still fell short of an outright majority. Additionally, in 29 local government institutions, the NPP and the opposition parties have won an equal number of members, resulting in a tie. The Lanka Tamil Arasu Katchi secured the second highest number of local government bodies, winning 37 institutions, including 3 municipal councils, Jaffna, Trincomalee and Batticaloa, 1 urban council and 33 Pradeshia Sabhas. The Samagi Jana Balawegaya won 14 local government bodies, including 2 urban councils, Gampaha and Kinya, and 12 Pradeshia Sabhas, though it did not secure control of any municipal councils. Other notable outcomes include Sri Lanka Muslim Congress winning 5 local government bodies and All Ceylon People's Congress winning 3 local government bodies. The All Ceylon Tamil Congress won 3 local government bodies, while several smaller parties and independent groups shared the remaining 12 local bodies. In terms of victories across all 339 local bodies, the National People's Power got elected 3,926 councillors with a 43.26% share of the total vote. Samagi Jana Balawegaya got elected 1,767 councillors with a vote share of 21.69%. Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna got elected 742 councillors with a total vote share of 9.17%. The United National Party got elected 381 councillors with a total vote share of 4.69%. United People's Front got elected 300 councillors, securing 3.72% of the total votes. Lanka Tamil Arasu Katchi got 377 councillors into office with a total vote share of 2.96%, while the Sarva Janabalaya got elected 226 councillors with a total vote share of 2.83%. For further analytical and comparative insights into the 2025 local government election results, visit www.otherderana.lk. Meanwhile, joining Derana's live election coverage, Executive Director of the Institute for Democratic Reforms and Electoral Studies, Manjula Gajnaika, explained how the chairperson will be elected in local government bodies where no party has obtained a majority of the council.
දැන් මොනවා හරි ආයතනයක දැන් මේ කියන විදිහට සභාපතිවර තෝරාපත් කරගන්න අදාළ දේශපාලන පක්ෂයේ ලේකම්වරයාට හරි ස්වාධීන කණ්ඩායම් ප්‍රධානියට හරි නොහැකියාව ලැබෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් කවදද සභාව රැස් වෙන්න ඕන? කවදද සභාපතිවරයා තෝරාපත් කරගන්න ඕන?
මැතිවරණ කොමිෂන් සභාව මේ අවිනිශ්චිත සභාවන්.
According to the relevant gazette issued by the Election Commission, in the 126 local government bodies where a clear majority has been secured, a party secretary or secretary of the independent group is authorized to appoint a chairperson directly. For the remaining local government bodies where no party or group has secured a majority, a separate gazette will be issued listing the names of all elected councillors. Once this gazette is published, the powers of the Election Commission in this regard will be transferred to the respective commissioners of the local government bodies. The Ministry of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Government has stated that all local government bodies must be formally established before June 2nd. Upon receiving the gazette, each commissioner is required to issue within 1 week a notice to all councillors specifying the date and location for convening the first council meeting to elect a chairperson. In preparation for this process, the ministry has held detailed discussions with all local government commissioners and has confirmed its readiness to manage the situation efficiently.
ලේකම්වරයා සහ ප්‍රධාන නීති නිලධාරී පළාත් පාලන කොමසාරිස් 9 දෙනාම ගෙනල්ලා පුළුල් දවස් දෙකක සාකච්ඡාවක් තිබ්බා. මට කියන්න අවසර දෙන්න අමාත්‍යාංශය මේකට දැන් සූදානම්.
Commissioner General of Elections Saman Sri Ratnaika also commented on the issue.
If a certain party or an independent group has failed to secure an outright majority within the local government authority, a question will arise on how the mayor or chairman of that council will be appointed. In a case no party has secured a clear majority, the Assistant Commissioner of Local Governments can visit the councils in question and discuss the relevant matters with the members elected to the council. Upon an agreement reached with those members, an appointment can be duly made. The appointment could even be made by a way of an election conducted for the members of that council. In most occasions, these matters are resolved by way of an agreement.
Now, as voting closed across all polling stations at 4 p.m. yesterday, the nationwide voter turnout for the 2025 local government election stood at 60.36%. This value depicts a decrease compared to the voter turnout during the 2018 local government election. While the National People's Power secured the majority of votes, the opposition, led by the Samagi Janabala Vege 2, provided some tough competition in certain local government jurisdictions.
The overall nationwide voter turnout was recorded at 60.36%, showing a significant decrease from the 2018 local government election when the value stood at close to 72%. The Mana polling district recorded the highest voter turnout of 70%, whereas the Colombo polling district recorded the lowest turnout of 52%. Meanwhile, in the 2018 local government election, the highest voter turnout of 85% was recorded from the two polling districts, Anuradhapura and Trincomalee. The lowest voter turnout of 65% was recorded from polling districts of Kandy and Badulla in the local government polls that year. In the Colombo Municipal Council, the NPP managed to secure victory with 81,814 votes. The SJB came in second with 58,375 votes, and the UNP emerged third with 26,297 votes, claiming 36.92%, 26.34% and 11.8% of the total valid votes cast, respectively. In the Dehiwala Mount Lavinia Municipal Municipal Council, the NPP secured the highest number of votes with a tally of 33,764, representing 47.77% of the total valid votes cast. The SJB meanwhile secured 14,608 valid votes cast, while the UNP secured 7,555 votes, corresponding to 20.67% and 10.69% respectively. Meanwhile, in the Sri Jayawardhanapura Koti Municipal Council, the NPP secured a majority of 47.98% of the total valid votes cast, claiming 19,417 votes. The SJB secured 19.77% of the votes, corresponding to 8,002 votes, while the People's Alliance secured 9.1% of the votes, corresponding to 3,683. In the Gampha Municipal Council, meanwhile, the NPP gained victory, securing 18,324 votes. The SJB secured 4,411 votes, while the SLPP secured 3,926 votes, depicting 60.54%, 14.57%, and 12.97% respectively. In the Kandy Municipal Council, the NPP secured a majority of votes totaling 21,566. The SJB secured 12,906 votes, whereas the UNP secured 6,257 votes at yesterday's polls. In the Galle Municipal Council, 20,330 votes were secured by the NPP, 12,308 votes were secured by the SJB, while the UNP secured 7,106 votes. Meanwhile, in the Hambantota Municipal Council, the NPP secured a majority of 4,750 votes, the SJB secured 3,874 votes, while the People's Alliance secured 1,511 votes. In the Jaffna Municipal Council, the Lanka Tamil Arasu Katchi secured a majority, claiming 10,370 votes. The All Ceylon Tamil Congress secured 9,124 votes, while the NPP secured only 7,702 votes. Out of the total of 339 local government authorities, the Colombo Municipal Council is considered the most prominent local government authority within the island. The NPP secured victory in the Colombo Municipal Council for the first time ever, paving the way for its representation through 48 local government councillors. However, it is noteworthy that a total of 58 local government councillors will be representing the opposition, led by the Samagi Jana Balawegaya, thus bringing the number of local government councillors representing the opposition parties higher than that of the governing National People's Power Party. In the Berual Urban Council, meanwhile, Independent Group 1 secured a majority of votes totaling 9,757, whereas the SJB secured 7,872 votes, depicting 43.7% and 35.26% of the votes respectively. Thereby, Independent Group 1 will be represented by 7 local government councillors. Independent Group 1 also secured victory at the Haputale Urban Council. Accordingly, the group will be represented by 5 local government councillors. The NPP secured the next highest number of votes, totaling 844.
Now, Minister Bimal Ratnayaka says several parties in the northern province have already expressed their desire to form alliances with the National People's Power in a number of local authorities in the north. Meanwhile, JVP General Secretary Tilvin Silva affirmed that opposition parties which contested the election separately, claiming to have collectively secured more votes than the JVP-led NPP and therefore more support than the ruling party, is not an accurate portrayal of the will of the people.
We have won more local authorities in this election than the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna did in 2018. The NPP's victory is the victory of a single party. If all other parties in the opposition who didn't contest together pool their votes and claim that they have more votes than the NPP, that is unrealistic. The NPP received the majority of votes. That means the people endorsed the NPP. Those who received fewer votes were rejected by the people. Those who were rejected by the people cannot band together and claim that a majority of the people are with them. Now we have the presidency, a majority in parliament, and the power of local authorities. We view this victory as a massive advantage in changing the country's political culture.
We do not intend to sabotage them. No one in the northern province has a majority to establish a council alone. Thereby, even parties that have won major urban councils in the northern province have already indicated to us, the ruling party, that they prefer to continue their journey with us. Even parties who have obtained more votes than us but are unable to establish councils alone are sending us these requests. The NPP has laid a solid political foundation. We are nurturing tens of thousands thousands of young, talented new local leaders. They will work wonders. Therefore, there will be no chance for anyone else.
People have kept the trust on National People's Power. In areas where we have categorically won, it will be easy for us to establish the councils, but where we do not have the majority, but other small parties, independent groups have got the majority, we will consider how to establish the councils. After the establishment of the council, we will continue our work we have been doing on our parliamentary victory in November.
Meanwhile, leader of the Samagi Jana Balavege and opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says that the SJB is prepared to take on leadership and handle the challenging responsibilities of local government bodies by working in unity with other opposition parties. Meanwhile, the General Secretary of the SJB, Ranjit Madhuma Bandara, challenges the government to hold the provincial council elections, asserting that the public has withdrawn the overwhelming mandate granted to the government in a short span of time.
This government, led by the JVP, secured an overwhelming public mandate at the recently held presidential and parliamentary elections. However, within the short span of 6 months, the government completely imploded. The general public has clearly communicated to us that the opposition must unite and work together. The JVP campaigned during this local government election as if the election was a presidential or a parliamentary election. They even used religion to secure victory at the polls. However, the people put an end to all those lies. The public endorsed honest public service. We are ready to execute these challenging responsibilities. We are ready to lead these efforts as well.
Meanwhile, speaking at a press briefing today, General Secretary of the SJB, Ranjit Madhuma Bandara, emphasised that the public has clearly withdrawn its support for the government within just 5 months and challenged the government to promptly hold the provincial council elections.
Through
this election, it has been made clear that the public rejects the incumbent government. At the parliamentary polls, the NPP, led by the JVP, secured approximately 62% of the vote. However, the figure has dropped to 43% during the local government election. We as the SJB are pleased to have increased our share to 22%, up from the 17% we received at the last general election. All opposition parties have improved their vote tallies. The public has effectively withdrawn the mandate vested in the government previously at the general election. This is a significant victory for the opposition. We view the NPP government as one that has been rejected by the public within just 5 months of being in power. We will establish control of many local government councils by forming alliances with all other opposition parties. In the Colombo Municipal Council, the NPP secured only 48 councillors, which corresponds to about 40% of the vote. Opposition parties collectively claim around 60%. We will form the council by working together. If this is the state of affairs after only 5 months in office, we expect the situation to deteriorate further within a year or two. We challenge the government to hold the provincial council elections as well.
Chairman of the United National Party, Vajira Abeyewardene, says that opposition parties must act in unity in all local authorities in which the opposition parties have secured more council seats than the NPP. Meanwhile, the UNP's deputy leader, Ruwan Wijewardene, assured that the party would support the SJB in consolidating power in the Colombo Municipal Council.
In
this election, people have given the government a message that they have failed. The votes obtained by the NPP in the north and east convey a serious message. The NPP has failed to secure 50% of the total votes in 176 local councils. In some local councils, they have only secured between 34% and 38% of the vote. However, in a majority of local authorities, 65% to 70% of votes have been cast in favour of a united opposition. I cannot comment on the policies of the ruling party. The UNP will convene this evening to discuss how to proceed regarding specific local councils.
කරන්න කියලා.
ඔබතුමා හිතනවාද දැන් ආරම්භයේදීත් කන්දේ ඉල්ලන්න පක්ෂ ටික එකතු වෙන්න නොහැකියාවක් තියෙනවා. ඒකෝට මේ පස්සුවත් පිටවන එකතු වීමක් ලැබී කියලා.
ඔව් එහෙම තමයි 1900
During 1992 to 1994, there was no unity among political parties. However, in 1994, everyone joined former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga's coalition.
කියලා සියලු දෙනා එකට එකතු වුණා.
කණ්ඩායම් වලින් වලින් ආරාධනාව ලැබුණත් එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂවලට
ඒ ගැන මට දැනට මුකුත් ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න බෑ.
I'm unable to comment on that as of yet. However, where there is a majority, opposition parties must act in unity. In my opinion, the IMF as well as other organizations that support us will evaluate the results of the recent elections. Our prediction that the people will undoubtedly face a dire scenario by December this year remains unchanged. Finding ways to lessen such a crisis is our only concern as a party.
පාලනය කරන්න කියලා තමයි අපි පක්ෂයක් විදිහට කල්පනා කරන්නේ.
දැන් සමගිය සහායල්ලෙන ඔබතුමාලගේ සහාය දෙනවද?
අපි බලමු. තාමත් අපිට
Let's see. They haven't reached out to us officially. We are of the opinion that we must hold talks with the opposition. We intend to hold discussions concerning local government councils where the SJB has more councillors.
ඒක සාකච්ඡා කරලා හරියට බලමු ඒක.
කොළඹ බලය ගන්න සතිපට සහාය දෙන්න පුළුවන්ද?
බලය
We are ready to help them claim power.
අපේ සහයෝගය කණ්ඩායම් හැටියට
If some party or group requires our assistance, we intend to discuss the need for with all of them. We also have a role to play in this endeavour. We can work with anyone. There is no question on that. However, we must all protect the identity of our party.
අපි ආරක්ෂා කරගෙන තියෙනවා.
Despite facing many political hurdles, Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa emphasises that the party, which was built off the back of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa's political philosophy, is being transformed into a political force that represents the new generation of the country. Meanwhile, SLPP's General Secretary Sagara Karivasam hails yesterday's election result as a clear victory for the SLPP.
ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම අපි ඊයේ දිනේ පළාත් පාලන ඡන්දයේදී
We hail yesterday's election as one which brought us a significant victory. The Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna is a party that loves the country. It is a party that stands by the country at every hour of need. This is a party that comprises leaders who protected the country. The JVP lied about our party and stole an election in the recent past. They stole the votes from those people who love the country and the Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna. However, at the moment, we see that the people are realizing the lies spread by the incumbent government. If you look at the results closely, you might be pleased to see that the only true victor this election is the Podu Jana Peramuna. We were dragged to the very bottom during the 2024 presidential election. Notwithstanding that defeat, today we have claimed 954,517 votes. We have raised our vote tally to nearly reach the 1 million mark within 7 months. We must also note that the JVP yesterday faced the most brutal defeat in history faced by any governing party within 7 months of their rise to power. During the presidential election, they claimed about 5.6 million votes. They increased that number to 6.5 million at the parliamentary polls. However, that number has dropped down to 4.5 million votes at this election. That is a very rapid deterioration. Tilvin Silva, the General Secretary of the JVP, tried to equate the NPP's election victory to the SLPP's election victory at the 2018 local government polls. I am disappointed that a veteran General Secretary such as Tilvin Silva would make such a naive statement. You face this defeat while wielding the office of the President, 2/3 in Parliament and other subordinate powers as well. The people of this country see this as a massive defeat of the governing party.
පරාජයක් විදිහට තමයි මේ රටේ ජනතාව දකින්නේ.
පක්ෂයක් විතර අපි ලොකු අභියෝගවලට මුහුණ දුන්නා. ඒ අභියෝග
As a party, we faced many obstacles. We faced those obstacles successfully. We didn't even have a candidate to field for the last presidential election. However, we protected our political camp. As a result of that effort, today we are left with a party that can contest the local authorities election. We identified our mistakes and modernized the party to suit our needs. We had to make several changes to the party's interior infrastructure. We transformed our party for the better while hanging on to those policies we believe are beneficial for the country. We transformed the Sri Lanka Podu Jana Peramuna Peramuna to a party of the new generation. This party, which was built on Mahinda Rajapaksha's development agenda, vision and philosophy, is being transformed into a party of the new generation today. We intend to change the party further in the near future. We faced this election amidst several difficulties. The government spread numerous lies and allegations in a bid to drive a wedge between us and our party members. They also gave excessive expectations to the public. When the government's dishonesty and incompetence is being exposed daily, the people learn to trust the SLPP more and more, since the SLPP toiled to serve the country at times of need. Our party is a movement which cannot be subdued by foreign powers or external pressure. We intend to join hands with other leftist political movements that love the country and believe in the same policies we believe in. We hope to commence a journey with them to set up a new government. Leader of the Sarva Jana Balaya parliamentarian Dilith Jayveera pointed out that the Sarva Jana Balaya has secured resounding success at the recently concluded local government polls. Drawing attention to the 215 local government bodies where the Sarva Jana Balaya has managed to get elected at least one local government councillor, Jayveera assures the public that his party will wield the vested decisive power wisely and not impede the progression of local government councils. The Sarva Jana Balaya must be the party most pleased by the results of the local government elections. We contested for 226 local government councils. We have so far managed to get elected 227 members. The Sarva Jana Balaya has claimed 4% of the total valid votes cast in those local government jurisdictions we contested. The JVP toiled for 57 years to get 3%. We have claimed 4% within 7 months. It motivates us to know that 4% of the population believes the country should march forward. Sarva Jana Balaya's first election experience was when Dilith Jayveera contested the presidential election. We only claimed 127,000 votes at the time. We increased our tally to 178,000 during the parliamentary election. That was an increase by 55,000 votes, or in percentage terms a 45% increase. So from the previous general election to this most recent election, we have increased our votes by 65%. Numerically, the increase is by 116,000 votes. We are close to 295,000 votes at the moment. Looking at this more broadly, we have made progress exceeding a 100% compared to the presidential election last year. Sarva Jana Balaya is the only party that has made such progress in Sri Lanka's history. Furthermore, we have managed to get elected at least one councillor to 215 local government bodies from the 226 local government authorities we contested. The Sarva Jana Balaya has become the decisive party in at least 52 councils. Either other parties require the vote of the Sarva Jana Balaya to set up the council, or the Sarva Jana Balaya must deactivate itself to make way for other parties to set up councils. The NPP claimed 62% in the previous election. It has dwindled to 43%. Votes have decreased by a third. We will never work in a way that impedes the progression of a local government council. We will consider the genuineness, transparency, lack of corruption and other qualities of the members in the council. We will also consider the needs, wants and priorities of each local government council. It is only after considering those facts we will arrive at a decision specific to that local government council. Then and only then will we use our decision-making power. We don't intend to loosely ally ourselves with any party for narrow gains. We will not be supporting the NPP or the SJB. We will be supporting the people. We will take whatever decision is necessary in that regard. Yes, that can happen. We don't care about it. We are a party operating with an entrepreneurial mindset. We are not a political party that engages in smuggling.
කතා කළා වගේ ටිකක්.
එහෙම මූණක් මගේ පේනවා නම් ඒ එසේයි සිතා කටයුතු
සිනෙක් කැම්පස් ඕපන් ඩේ මැයි මස 3 වැනි දින උදෑසන 9 සිට සිනෙක් කැම්පස් පරිශ්‍රයේදී.
Welcome back. You're once again joining first at 9 on Other Derana 24. And now here's a look at some local news across the island in brief. Despite the National People's Power claiming victory in a majority of local government councils, the Samagi Jana Balavege was seen celebrating their victories in a number of local government jurisdictions. Meanwhile, a warning shot fired into the air by a police officer who was providing security to a house adjacent to the Atulat Mudali Mahavidyalaya in Matugam yesterday evening hit a jeep parked nearby, reportedly belonging to Nihal Jayasinghe, a United National Party candidate for the Matugama Pradeshya Sabha. The house had been under police protection following a murder that took place several years ago. According to police, the shot had been fired due to suspicion of the jeep in question, and no one was reportedly harmed due to the gunfire. In other local news, former State Minister Prasanna Ranavira, who was evading court despite an open warrant against him, surrendered to the Mahara Magistrates Court this morning. The warrant was issued in relation to the former State Minister's alleged connection to the sale of state-owned land in Kiribatgode to a private party by forging documents. Former Minister Mervyn Silva is currently under remand custody in relation to the same matter. Now, in further local updates, former Health Minister Keheliya Rambukwala was arrested by officers of the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption today. He was taken into custody after he made an appearance before the Commission to record a statement. The former minister was produced before the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court and was remanded until the 20th of May. The arrest stems from allegations that Rambukwala appointed friends and relatives for positions in his personal staff. The appointees were also allegedly paid salaries and allowances from the ministry's fund during his tenure as the Minister of Media, Health and Environment. The incident has resulted in a financial loss to the state amounting to 80 million rupees. Amid many elections around the world, Catholic cardinals are gathering at the Vatican to elect the successor to Pope Francis, who passed away on April 21st. Voting will take place in the Sistine Chapel, with ballots continuing in succession until any candidate secures 2/3 of the available votes. If no clear choice has emerged after 3 days, balloting is suspended for 24 hours to allow cardinal electors time to reflect. Since 1831, no conclave has lasted more than 4 days. The end of each round of balloting will be signalled by smoke emanating from a stovepipe chimney atop the Sistine Chapel. Black smoke, which indicates an inconclusive vote, while white smoke will signify that a new pope has been elected, as will the ringing of the bells of St. Peter's Basilica. That's all for tonight from First at 9. Thank you for joining. Have a great night.